What if I tell you that sometimes the gold is buried under your very own feet? You just have to have the courage to keep digging. The year was 2025, and we were in the midst of a very strange bull run. A bull run we have never seen before.
What happened?
We've had it all.
This afternoon, I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.
But besides all this, we had a huge problem on our hands.
Know that their money is going to disappear, right? They're going to lose money.
It's a gamble and they lost. Ripple, it's a legal way of making money. Legal way of stealing. Legal way of stealing.
It was becoming clear that we needed change. We needed to get back to work.
I've kind of had it up to here. This is not what I got. These are not the expectations when it comes to crypto. I'm a little pissed off.
I was wrong.
Guys, wow, I just woke up and I think everyone got wrecked.
It's time to stop looking back. Now it's time to start moving forward.
The world has changed a lot.
It's a fucking exciting time to be alive. I am so excited for the future of the world, for the future of America. Crypto is back. Web3 is back. It has been a tough road the past few years, and I know you guys have all been through it. And now we're going to be able to apply this incredible technology to do amazing things for the world.
Imagine a world where the internet is not just a place where you share information, but a place where all kinds of software can live securely without depending on centralized servers. And what if I told you that there is a blockchain designed to revolutionize the way we use the internet, and that blockchain is ICP, the Internet Computer Protocol?
The problem was not many people knew ICP existed. And the few who knew didn't even know how big it actually was.
But I mean, NFTs, the funny thing is that the NFT is not even on the blockchain. It's just a URL to the JPEG. So it's not even like, you should at least encode the JPEG in the blockchain. Because if the URL, if the company housing the image goes out of business, you don't have the image anymore.
We need a new internet. The internet we have is absolutely crumbling from every angle. And there's only one single blockchain that can deliver the technology for real Web3 to make a new internet. There are two big forces coming together right now that are demanding a new internet infrastructure from the ground up. Number one is AI, or artificial intelligence. And that is demanding we fix the internet, because right now AI is absolutely strangled. AI is strangled by our existing internet infrastructure, because our internet infrastructure right now is insanely complicated. You have all kinds of different services and tools, and they're all insecure, and they all require cyber security teams to protect them, which means the AI models we have out there now are honeypots for Winnie the Pooh to come along and suck up all the honey.
You know, at some point it became apparent to me that it would be possible to create the internet computer, a real world computer, if you like, that could provide a public infrastructure that acted as an alternative to traditional IT, so that people could build websites, web applications, and internet services directly on the internet itself. And really the aim was to create a better compute platform. And one analogy is that, you know, you're in the field of transport and you suddenly realize that an aeroplane is possible. And of course, once I saw that it was possible, I became obsessed with realizing the vision.
How should regular individuals like you and I think about using the world computer in the future? How will this really change our daily life or just make things a little more seamless?
If you wanted to build on the internet computer, you'd have needed to be a developer and have technical skills. We're now entering a new phase where there's a paradigm called the self-writing internet emerging. And with the self-writing internet paradigm, you can just, if you like, talk to an AI and it will build, update, and manage websites, web applications, and internet services for you. And we think this is going to be transformative because it effectively makes all 8 billion people on Earth into developers. So, you might be an individual that wants a personal branding website, a wedding planner, a portal for a club. You might be an entrepreneur that wants to, or a small business that wants to create an e-commerce website or a sharing economy application with Web3 Rails. You might be, a corporate or business or government department that is currently spending a lot of money on SaaS services for CRM and ERP functionality. And in the future, you'll be able to use the self-writing internet to get out of that. So it's going to be tremendously empowering and democratizing. And in the future, you'll just be able to, if you like, talk to the internet to build out your own corner of the internet ecosystem.
It was a faulty software update by cybersecurity company CrowdStrike that caused disruptions across multiple industries.
Everything from banks and airlines to hospitals, governments, and media were all affected.
It is, guys, a reminder of how dependent we all are on interconnected systems that are potentially vulnerable.
Cybercrime globally is predicted to cost $9.2 trillion this year, which is almost unimaginable amount. And it's causing growing societal, economic, and sort of national interest.
The Internet Computer Project has long directed its funding into a huge R&D effort, strong in the belief that for Web3 to mainstream, it must deliver things that radically exceed the realm of speculation enabled by tokens, say. True decentralization of tech involves any person being able to create running custom web applications and internet services, Web3 functionality, and AI, simply by issuing natural language instructions and then being able to update them in real time by issuing more natural language instructions. This is a new paradigm, and it's the future of tech. An individual user will be able to create and update a personal branding website and blog, or a wedding planner, or a game to share with friends. An entrepreneur without funds and technical skills who perhaps lives in an emerging market will be able to use nothing but their phone to create a sharing economy internet service with Web3 Rails.
The capabilities and limitations AI is going to have on the web, especially with autonomous AI applications, this is the distinction to make. ICP has an embedded system architecture. Web 2 has an integrated system architecture. And here's why that matters. Transparency, security, governance, interoperability, payments, verifiability, ownership, identity, flexibility. These are all inherent properties to software systems built on ICP. On Web 2, things like security, payments, identity, interoperability, you need other systems, other software systems integrated into your application or software platform. Oftentimes, these are owned and controlled by other centralized companies. Over the years, what's happened is this has just caused web complexity to explode.
By 2025, cybercrime globally could amount to $10.5 trillion. The head of insurance giant Chubb says it could get worse.
We're in a situation now where most IT professionals, cybersecurity professionals, people that work at enterprise software, all they're doing is chasing complexity. This only makes the $10 trillion cybercrime problem that much worse. And when you add AI to the mix, it creates tons of risks, but also tons of limitations with AI. This ties into what Vitalik was talking about here recently. Dependency, minimalism, writing software that deliberately tries to have as few dependencies as practical is a really underrated virtue, in my opinion. So at this point, the application itself has already been built with the AI model. And at that point, you need an AI model capable of managing,
updating, and modifying the application, modifying the user interface, adding new features, removing certain features, customizing it down to the end user level. That's the type of functionality we're talking about right now. Not just building the application, but the ongoing maintenance, updating everything else. All right, because you need that for autonomous AI-powered services and applications running the web. But if you don't have the web framework that can support that, like just think about, let's say, 1 billion people on the web regularly prompting their AI model to make changes to their custom application or their custom website. And as this is happening, institutions, businesses are also doing the same thing because they want different changes made so they can customize it more for their own needs. Look at all the different types of systems and centralized companies that AI is going to be tied into, trying to manage all these different applications and services autonomously. It's too much crossover, it's too much complexity. You need a flexible model for artificial intelligence in order to do that. ICP has the most flexible model that exists on Earth. You can only get so efficient and you can only consolidate and simplify to a certain degree on Web 2. There is no fix for this. You can't add anything on top of an overly complex web architecture to make it more simple. It's just going to make it more and more complex. And that's all that's been happening over the years. We have 7 layers of cybersecurity at this point. And cybersecurity alone and the 7 layers of cybersecurity don't even cover all the different complexity involved in any given web-based application. There's no point in comparing any type of Web 2-based thing to something on ICP because the properties of software on ICP are drastically different. Because it's all beneath the surface. Looking at the user interface is not going to tell you even most of the story. It's all behind the user interface. This is why looking beneath the surface is so important, because you're talking about the full end-to-end capabilities at scale for artificial intelligence on the web. So when it comes to ICP, behind the surface, you have the most flexible model because they've solved for everything in one solution. Think of the Bitcoin value proposition that the Bitcoiners make. Don't trust, verify. It's the same exact concept on the web. We don't have really any verifiability on our web. Moving from a trust-based web, where even institutions have to just trust that their service providers aren't screwing them over the same way we do. And we just need to give up all rights and ownership to our data. Moving from that to a 100% truth-based web, where there's built-in verifiability at different levels, different truth layers, it transform the world in ways that I can't even imagine.
AI doubles in power every 5.7 months. So
yeah, I calculated 5.9. So yeah.
Okay, I mean, just like crazy town. So in less than 100%. 6 months, so it's going to double in power twice in a year. That is a rate of change that I think people are going to struggle with. Now, transitional moments always cause disruption. There is a certain rate of change that humans can deal with, but AI exceeds, at least from where I'm sitting, the rate of change that we can handle. So given that, things begin to spiral out of control. And you said something that I think is, I agree with, which is that AI will have the power of God.
It's still day one. And I think we started here, and we've been on this slow and steady march of building infrastructure. But the march is coming to an end. And the acceleration is starting to begin because we finally have the tools. We have fast, cheap block space. We have easy wallets. We have fast and easy to access identity. And when we put that together into consumer products that work, we're going to go from here to there. And it's going to happen faster than any of us can imagine. Because the power and the benefits of the on-chain economy are going to blow people's minds. And once you go on-chain, you will never go back. Because being a part of an economy that works for you is the future.
The relevance is we wait until it hits us in the face, right? And so something is bound to hit us in the face, right? But a massive hack of some kind of security or a and I don't know how to say this without upsetting people. Some things have been hitting us in the face.
Let us fight for a world of reason,